What's up guys, and welcome to this first video in a series that I'll be making on how you can create a Supreme bot using only Python. Now, before we get into the actual coding of it, I'll just show you briefly what the final product will look like. And I just filled in some random product information and random checkout information just to demonstrate how it works. Okay, so you just run the file, it'll open up a browser, find the product, and then add it to your basket and check out. Besides this, we'll add a couple of extra features such as like delay before it actually processes the payment, and we will allow that it reloads the front page until the product that you actually want is in stock and present on the site, so that you can launch the bot a couple of minutes or seconds before the actual drop occurs on Thursdays. Okay. Now, I should probably mention, if you don't know what Supreme is, basically it's a company that drops new products every Thursday, and things get sold out so fast that people have to use bots in order to actually get the products that they want. So that's what I'll be showing in this tutorial series, how you can actually create one yourself. Now, as far as the tools we'll be using, I will be using Python 3.6.7. However, any Python 3 version should be fine. And I won't go into detail with how you install Python or the package manager pip. I'll provide a couple of links to the python.org website where there's installation details for whatever operating system that you're on. And I'm pretty sure that if you install it using their guidelines, then the pip package manager will also be installed in conjunction with the actual Python interpreter and executable files and whatnot. Okay, so we'll be needing 3 third-party packages. The first one will be Splinter, that we'll be using to it's sort of a high-level wrapper around a popular web automation framework called Selenium. And we'll also be using requests to make HTTP requests to Supreme's website, and then we'll be using Beautiful Soup 4 to actually parse the response that we get. And search for different keywords in there and leverage the HTML structure to navigate around on the site and whatnot. Okay, so whoops. Yeah, and then basically just cd into a repo here, and then create a file called bot.py, for instance, and then I'll just type in import the packages that we just installed, requests, import bs4, and then from Splinter import browser. Now, Splinter supports a variety of browsers, both headless and non-headless. And basically I will be using Firefox, but you can also choose to use Chrome. You'll just have to download the driver for the browser that you want. I'll provide links to those in the description as well, and then add the executable files or drivers to your path variables, whatever operating system that you're on. Just Google adding executable files to your path variables followed by whatever operating system that you're on. There's a lot of information online regarding that also. Okay, then I think we're basically ready to create our class. Now let's call this class for SupremeBot, and we define a dunder init method, which if you come from another language than Python, think of this as the constructor for our class. And we pass in self and also a dictionary called info. Now, info we'll get back to in just a minute. And here we create a couple of class variables such as the base, which will contain the base URL for Supreme, HTTP, and then supremenewyork.com, like that, and then basically create another variable that's the shop extension to the base URL, which will be shop/all, and then once more for the checkout extension, and then once for the information dictionary. Okay, now the info dictionary will basically contain the information that we want to expose to our bot. So that means it will be the billing address information, the product information like size and color and whatnot. And I'll just give you a example of the information dictionary. I'll copy it from something I've already done, and then I'll get back to you in the video. Okay, so here we are. I just also opened up a browser window because we're going to explore the HTML structure of the site in just a minute. But here you see an example of the info dictionary and the information that it actually contains. So you can see it contains key value pairs for the product, color, sizing, category, and then the checkout information. Okay, so let's continue. We create another method that initializes the browser instance. So let's call it init browser and take self as an argument. And so I will just be using the default Firefox, which is the browser that Splinter will default to if you don't specify any other parameters. If you want to use Chrome, you have to specify like Chrome in here, and then you have to unpack the executable, a dictionary with the path to the executable Chrome driver file. Okay, but as I said, I'll just be using Firefox. And then we create another method called find product. Now, the way I want to structure this is that I want to basically use requests and Beautiful Soup as much as possible before using Splinter, because Splinter is a lot slower. And so to find the product on the site and find the actual URL address for the specific product that you want, we will just be using requests and Beautiful Soup for. Okay, so basically we want to make a request to Supreme's website, and let's do it like this. So format, and then give it the self.base URL, give it the self.shop URL. And then now if we look here at the Supreme website, you see that there's basically no textual information about these products on the website. However, if you go into categories such as the tops_sweaters, right, and you see up here that it's tops_sweaters, then you actually have information on the website, textual information about the name of the product and the color of the product. Okay, so after the shop, we want to put in the self.info and then the value for the category key. Okay, and then after we have that, you want to just get the text, which is just the plain HTML. Okay, then we create a soup object, bs4.beautiful soup, and then R, and then we want to use the LXML parser. Now, I forgot to mention, the LXML parser is not default, so you might want to also install that using pip. Just type in pip3 install LXML. Okay. And then we create 2 lists, basically one for temp. Let's call it temp tuple. And then we create one that's temp link. And then we loop. We basically, if you examine the HTML structure, you see that the let's just do like this. You see down here that the text for this link to this specific sweater, for instance, is pinstripe half zip polo. However, there's no information about the color here. But if you click on this, there's the same link, but with a different text, which is the color. So what we want to do is that we want to search for all the links and where the name of the product is correct, or correct based on the information that we gave the information dictionary in our program, or satisfies the color that we specified, and then we want to match up the two with the same link. Okay, so basically we say for link in soup.find all, and the way you do it is that you can search using Beautiful Soup for all A tags. You see here, there's an A tag, right? There's an A tag, and then we want to specify what we want to search for. So we say A, and then href is equal to true. Just means that it the link is also there in the response. So then we add these things to the temp.tuple. So temp.tuple.append, and then we can say link, and then the href, and then we also save the link.text. Okay, so we save this href extension, and we save the text itself. Okay. And then we do for I in temp tuple, and then we say if, we can do if the name, or if the link.text, which is the name of a specific product, is equal to the product that we want to buy, which is located in self.info, and then the product, or the text is equal to the self.info color, then we add this to our temp link. The href. Okay. And so then after that, basically what we do is that we want, the one link where both the product and the color matches up. So let's say self.final link is equal to lists, and then set, and then we can do something like x for x in temp link if temp, whoops, I can't spell, temp link dot count x is equal to 2, and then basically take the first element. Okay, so basically what we do here is that this in here is this in here is a list comprehension that just loops over every link that we saved in the temp link list, and then it checks if there's two of that link inside our dictionary. Okay, so we can do this because up here we said that we want to add links to the temp link list only if either the product or the color satisfies whatever we gave the down here in the info dictionary. Okay, so and then we just take the first one of them. There's likely only one. However, this will return a list, so we just grab out that one element in the list. Okay. Now I think that will be it for this tutorial, but let's just check that we actually find the correct link. Okay, so let's print self.final link. And we see here it's we can go in here and check on the actual website. So it's under tops and sweaters, and then it's called SS Pocket Tee. It's this one. So what we want to see is that this link or the extension up here matches the one that we find. Okay, so let's try to run it. So down here we say we initialize the bot, so we say supreme bot, and then we say bot dot find product, and we can run it and hope that it works. So it looks like I need X for X in template if. Okay, let me just open up the file. Oh, okay, I need another, I need a parenthesis here. Okay, what else? So supreme bot object has no attribute shop. Okay, that's because we called it shop ext. Okay, so okay, key error category. It's not going so well. However, I think I'll just leave this in there because, you know. Self.info. Ah, of course, I forgot to pass in the info dictionary here. Name info. Okay, fuck, I'll just leave this in there so you can see how. Yeah, okay, so we see that it prints this extension, which matches up with the extension up here. Okay, so we actually find the correct link for the product that we want, and I think that that will conclude this tutorial.